Alright, welcome aboard today's flight number 683 Delta Delta is going to Greensboro with Pilot Simon at the controls. Strap in. Look, he's doing his flight control checks, right? He's doing his little checking, make sure. So that must be the right seat guy flying that one too, right? The low time guy is in the right seat. It took him a while to get out there, right? So he's going nice and slow. If he comes to a complete stop, you know he set his power and then he releases brakes. So he is kind of doing a static takeoff. Whereas the captain would have just kept rolling, right? Alright, power set. That's probably the right. You could tell that was probably the first officer flying, right? The citation's behind us. Taking a while to get going. A little heavy. We'll turn on our traffic to see if there's anybody coming in on final. If I didn't do that, it would have done it when we got weight off wheels. It turns on automatically, but I like to see it early, like for now. It defaults to turning off on the ground so you don't get all that traffic stuff while you're on the ground, you know. Taxiing, you don't need to know that normally.
November 683 Delta Delta, Wilmington Tower, turn left heading 040, runway 6, clear for takeoff, caution wake turbulence for the departed Embraer.
Okay, left to 040, clear for takeoff, runway 6, 683 Delta Delta. Get my lights on.
Speedmount 6004, contact departure.
Go shove that right in there somewhere.
Speedmount 6004.
Air conditioning's coming off, we'll leave the blower on. I'm gonna get us out here on the runway. I'm steering with my feet, right? I'll get us airborne. You take over. Alright, I'll try to get it nice and trimmed out too. I'm using my electric trim. We don't get in too big of a hurry because we do have that wake turbulence to worry about. I didn't really race to get out here. We'll set our power set. Everything's in the green, everything's looking good. Airspeed's alive, and like I said, we're looking for 80 feet are on the floor. There's 85, 90. Away we go. I tap the brakes, gear comes up, lights come off, y'all down, boom.
November 906 Juliet Tango, Wilmington Tower, fly runway heading, runway 6, clear for takeoff.
I'll pull the props
Runway
back.
heading runway 6, clear for takeoff, 96 Juliet Tango.
Oh, that guy's right on our tail. So we're going to turn early, just to get out of the way of the jet that's coming behind us. Alright, you ready? You got it. You got the controls. We're just going to fly this, kind of aim at something out there, right? I'm going to trim us down a little. I can bump it while you're still holding the yoke. Just kind of aim wherever we're aiming.
November 3 Delta Delta, contact departure.
Over to departure, 3 Delta Delta. What about props are just racing here? Wilmington departure, bearing 683 Delta Delta is 1200, climbing 2000, 040 on the heading. We just kind of aim at something.
683 Delta Delta, Wilmington departure, radar contact, turn left direct Greensboro and expect higher shortly.
Okay, left direct Greensboro, 3 Delta Delta. So let's turn left. Just turn left like a nice little 30-degree bank, just like that's good.
November 32 Whiskey, turn left heading.
I'll get the air conditioner back on. Don't let us dive, pick the nose up. If the wind pops us down a little, pick the nose up a little, right?
Vortex 12, Wilmington approach, Wilmington altimeter 3001.
Not too much, right? Lower the nose a little. I'm on Navis. There's 2 to go, so when we get to 2000, we do have to hold our altitude pretty accurately.
Vortex 12.
I'm going to level us off, right?
Aircraft.
So we're going to level off. I'm following the V-bars too. I'm using that as a cheat.
Vortex 12,
I'll get us trimmed.
442.
I'm trimming it so it'll fly hands off at that altitude, right at 2,000 feet. So once we get it trimmed, you got to get that sight picture where level is, right? If the dash is like a couple inches below the horizon.
6 Juliet Tango, Wilmington departure, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, turn left direct Florence.
Left turn direct Florence, up to 10,000, 96 Juliet Tango. Sound like just like that tower guy.
Tower guy. Close.
All right. Just right in there.
Number 6 Juliet Tango, correction, turn left heading 010.
And then as far as direction, I'm using my flight instruments to keep me on course. But if you're looking out the window, you just kind of aim at something to fly towards, right? Still needing some trim. That's why it keeps trying to climb on us. All right, you got it. You got it. Hold it. And when he clears us to climb, and then we'll be good as far as... I'm just trying to help on the altitude so we don't get in trouble. The direction's not real important, right? We're kind of headed in the right general vicinity.
November 24447, roger, traffic.
Climbing a little bit, so we push down a little bit.
900, radar service terminated, squawk.
Right, oh, we're going down too fast. So it's just a very minor changes, right? Or if I put my V-bars.
Juliet Tango, turn left direct, Florence.
Right, see how I'm above my V-bars, so that means we're climbing, we need to go down. So I just push it down just a little, just to match them up. So sensitive, because we're going so fast.
Piedmont 6004, contact
Nice
Washington
to be
Center
stepping up.
135.3.
It'd be smoother if it steps up.
5.3, Piedmont 6004.
Right. If I wasn't on an IFR flight plan, I wouldn't have to worry so much about my altitude. And we'd be VFR, we could do what we want. They only allow you, we're only 40 feet high, but they allow you 200 feet maximum or you get in trouble. Right at the base of these clouds is where it's bumpiest anyways. It'd be nice to climb. I think I filed 6,000 going back.
November 3 Delta Delta, climb maintain 6,000.
6,000, 3 Delta Delta. So I'll set 6,000. I'll hit vertical speed and I'll hit up like 500, 600, 700 for a minute. And now just pitch up to those V-bars. So I'm going to give you some trim. Pitch up and I can give you, put them over here on your side too. Why didn't I get it over there? There it goes. It took a while. So just pitch up to those V-bars. Up a little bit. Right, just up.
November 96 Juliet Tango, contact Washington Center 135.3.
Just kind of tuck those V-bars in there, and then you get the visual picture of what it looks like outside, and then you can kind of hold it, right? You know what I mean? We're sinking. The nose is sinking. Pull back a little. Just a little. Just kind of get it. Wherever that... And everybody sits in the seat a little differently, right? So just wherever it looks...
November 32 Whiskey, contact tower 119.9.
You know what I mean? We're climbing at 700 foot a minute. That's us. The yellow one is us. The magenta one is the GPS telling us what to do, the flight director. So it's telling you to pitch up a little bit, right into it. Right there's, tuck them on in, right there. And then that will mean we're climbing at 700 foot a minute. When it gets to 6,000, those little V-bars would go down to the horizon, so it would tell you to lower the nose. And if you're flying over here, you would use a trim. Right? You could manually do it.
Skyhawk 35712,
as we climb, I'm going to give it some power.
133.0.
Over to Fayetteville on 133.0, 712.
All right. After takeoffs are done, I'm going to turn the strobe
Number
down.
1142 Lima, contact Myrtle Beach approach 119.2.
I think 33 nothing's the next one.
119 or 2, 1142 Lima, good day.
All right, so now you got the hang of it. I can take it now. You got it?
11, following the river route, you plan to land
Then
at
I'll
Cape
center
Fear?
your heading bug.
And Vortex 112.
You see how easy it is to focus on that when you really shouldn't be. You're right. You get it in there, and then you should be looking outside. Yeah. But it's easy to fixate on that.
Vortex 1.
And if we're in the clouds, we would be fixating on that until we turn on the autopilot. If I turn on the autopilot, he's going to tuck them in there. I mean, right on it. He's good. That looks pretty good. We're doing exactly what we've got set. 700, 650, right in the range. You can see how stable it is. And these bonanzas are very ergonomic. See how the shape of the yoke for your hand? It fits your hand perfectly, right? Bonanza's got it where the armrests are perfect, like so you put your hand right into the like a pistol grip. Got the center thing is just perfect. Very ergonomic. Now that it's cooled off to 70 degrees outside, I can turn the air conditioner off and just leave the blower on. Alright? when I revert our screens to this reversionary mode, it gives us all the information on one screen. The reason they do that is in case you lost a screen, right? If you had a screen go bad, you could still get all the information on one screen or the other. It's good for flying two pilots. Now you got your own instruments, right? You don't have to look over at mine. The little green guy, that little is a flight path indicator. If it was a lot of wind, the wind's pretty much coming straight at us. But if there was a crosswind, that thing would show us exactly where we're going. This is where we're pointed. That is where we're going, right? And the downside to flying in this reversionary mode is we can't listen to XM. It kind of gets rid of that. It gets,
Number 9 Tango Bravo, traffic 12.
Figures that's not real important if you just lost the screen.
800.
We still get XM weather. I think I can get the radar though. No, I have those pages, yeah. So I don't have any of those. All those other pages I could go through, I don't have any of that when I'm in reversionary mode. This is really made for like an emergency if you lost a screen. It blanked out on you.
Approach, good morning. District 5107, 17, descending.
I'm going to shallow the climb out to 500 foot a minute. You'll see those little V-bars will come down just a little, right? Just very slightly.
3001, District 5107.
In a jet, we'd be climbing out. We'd be like at plus 10 degrees. We'd be climbing pretty steep, and your altimeter would be winding up pretty fast. So it'd really take a lot of focus to fly the V-bars, right? You get it locked in, you get it trimmed, then it pretty much stays in there, right?
November 319 Tango Bravo, multiple targets observed in the vicinity of the Cape Fear jet port at or below 1,100. Radar service terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Oh, I got 8 knots on the nose.
November 319 Tango Bravo, G copy.
I can do these maps at different ranges too. I can scroll mine out, keep yours scrolled in. 5 mile, maybe 10 mile you get the weather.
November 319 Tango Bravo, roger, multiple targets.
And then when we get within 1,000 feet of our altitude, when it gets to 5, it'll flash,
Change approved. Good day, sir.
Then it beeps at 200 feet. If we didn't have this flight director, I could turn that off, right? Then you would just have to fly that course, and you'd see the course line is drifting a little to our right, just a little bit. So you'd have to manually keep just correcting heading. And the way you would do it visually, you'd correct a little bit, you'd roll wings level, and then you pick something out there to aim at, right? Like some kind of field or something, or a cloud or whatever, right? Little bitty targets to fly along, you know, like little breadcrumbs. Since we got all this fancy equipment, I use it, right? Make your life easy. There's the little flash. I'll read the checklist for you, Captain.
November 683 Delta Delta, contact Fayetteville, approach 133.0.
Okay, 3303 Delta Delta. I've already got that tune, I'll just flippy.
Skymaster calling Roger, you were stepped on. Sorry, say your last 3 of your call sign again.
This is where when you're flying for real, you'd be like turning all the way, like little bitty corrections, right? But the trick to flying really, really straight is picking little points, right? Up here, it's kind of hard. If we were down lower, you could say, oh, I see something else I'm going to aim at, you know, whatever. I got to check in with this guy when I... Fayetteville approach, bearing 683 Delta Delta is 5.2, climbing 6,000.
Bearing 683 Delta Delta, Fayetteville approach, Fayetteville altimeter 3002.
3002, 3 Delta Delta. I'll set that. 3002. Alright, climb check's complete. Standing by for the cruise check.
Master 2 Charlie Sierra radar contact.
Right on course, we're looking good, right? We're right on course.
Verify 4,500, and you want to go up to 5,500 to stay there.
Flight director makes it nice. Not all airplanes have flight directors. Especially training type airplanes usually don't. They have an instrument that looks like that to hold your wings level. And then usually some sort of heading indicator like that, you know. So you'd have that instrument, and then you'd have that instrument. You'd be using that to keep your wings level and the right amount of pitch, which is just slightly above the horizon, right? And then you get the visual sight picture of where this sits, whether it's right on the horizon or a little below or above.
For North Carolina, South Carolina, eastern seaboard.
It's hazy, it's kind of hard to see a good horizon. You know, it's kind of, you're guessing at pitching to the haze layer, right?
Good morning, Fayetteville.
Trimming is really important, especially flying a light trainer. You'd be rolling the wheel. So if it's climbing too fast, you roll it down. If it's not climbing enough, you roll it up. You want to mainly control it with the yoke, but then, so you're not having to pull or push, you trim it, the pressure off with the trim. That you're not fighting it, you know, or you're not having to hold back pressure to keep it climbing. You can trim it so it holds what you got, you know. That was the beep for 200 to go.
Cessna 706 VF altitude, your discretion. VF altitude, out of discretion.
And watch when we get to 6,000. That little flight director's going to gradually. He doesn't want you to go past it, but he doesn't want you to lower the nose too soon, because then you might start sinking. So he'll do it real gradual, so you're right on the money. As it accelerates, I would have to trim it down a little bit, because it's trimmed for a climb. We need to trim it for level flight at a certain speed. Yeah, you pitch down just slightly to the horizon. I can give you a little trim if it needs. Then I'll close the cow flaps. There's the cow flaps. I can't get over. There we go. Sank a little bit, so we need to get back up to 6.
89, Fayetteville. Departure release for departure.
That little target tells you quickly at a glance that we're a little low, right? You don't want to be zooming around it too, so you kind of gradually sneak up on it and push it over. Where's my ISO? Does it not give me the ISO? Oh yeah, it still does. Plus 10. Or 14.7.
Then we'll approach Bonanza 5-3.
14, so about halfway between them, so about 14.4. We're going to go to 14.4 on the fuel flow. It's getting a little chilly now. I'm going to turn mine down a little bit. If you want less air, you can crank that little knob. I'm going to go to 14.4 on the fuel.
5617-365.
Fayetteville Gecko 77 VFR off of Fayetteville 15 for 2,000 on heading.
Echo 77 Fayetteville departure radar contact. Climb to request a VFR altitude.
14.4.
And turn left. Resume navigation to McCall, remain 5 miles south of Peak Airport.
Right. We're listening for Dunbar coming this way too. If he comes, I'm going to say something on the radio. Like,
VFR.
What should I call him? Got any good terminology?
Gecko
Echo 77 Roger, climb to request a VFR altitude.
Oh, you're doing good. 20 feet is good. If you're VFR flying along, and I'd be like, you're a couple hundred feet high. Usually when you're training, like, you're about 200 feet high. You fix it. No, now you're 200 low. So we're staying there right within, pretty close, right? But like I said, the bigger the airplane, the faster we go, the more stable it is. As we slow down, the controls get more mushy and they get less effective, so it takes more effort to correct things, right? The Baron is a great airplane. This, compared to other airplanes, all the Beechcraft products, the Bonanza, the Baron, King Airs, fly so well. They're a pilot's airplane. Pilots love them because they fly so.
Maintain 6,000, verify leaving 3,000.
They handle really nicely.
Okay, leaving 3.3 for 6, 3002, clear to spile, 365.
The Cessna 172 is a good stable airplane. They usually don't have electric trim. They're always trimming with the little wheel. You get used to that too, where you're kind of like holding, if you're having a whole back pressure, you trim up.
Jet 89 for departure, identify off some of the trees.
Is it trimmed pretty good, or are you having to hold it?
On course heading to
Holding
rain.
it a little bit.
Holding it which way?
Holding it up.
Pulling back?
Yeah.
I can push forward a little with the trim, just a little more. We'll let it go back up to 6, right?
Jet 89, radar contact 3 miles northeast of Moore County Airport, climb and maintain 10,000. Let me know the on-course heading to rain when you get it, and verify leaving 3,000.
While you're doing that, I'm going to put 2855 in here for our ATIS at Greensboro.
Jet 89, roger. Amending climb instructions,
Where's
climb and
my time
maintain
to
4,000.
Greensboro? Do I not have that information anymore? I guess when
Jet 89,
when we did the reversionary, we lost that info. We used to have it up here.
We've
got our distance.
Traffic 5 miles north. East to your position. Turning southwestbound.
Our cruise speed, ground speed, temperatures. I don't have a time. Destination.
Jet 89, traffic 5 miles south of your position.
Now I'm totally lost without all that help, right? We get to Fayetteville about 30 minutes out.
706, turn.
Maybe a little less, maybe 20-something minutes out.
10 degrees right.
We could do the math though, right? If we're 98 miles and we're doing 180 knots, so we're doing 3 miles a minute.
263, right.
What's that going to be?
795 kilo, contact point.
About 30 minutes now? About 30 minutes or so? I don't know, something like that. I'm good. You taking math in school?
Not anymore.
All right, not anymore. You don't need it. Now we got stuff to do the math for us, right? We don't need it anymore.
Jet 89, climb and maintain 10,000.
Take off my shoes so I can do some ciphering. When we get over 10, I got to take off my shoes and socks.
Jet 89, affirmative. Turning away from you, no factor. And
all right.
Contact Washington.
We're going to stop the video.
135.2, 6 light.
We'll see you on the next one.
Skymaster 2 Charlie.
Like, share, subscribe.